Hey there, sexy. Are you looking for a classically inspired point-and-click adventure game series? Sounds like you're looking for a ride, Rebels. A game that adapts the life and works of famous figures throughout history by combining their real works with fantasy situations and gameplay that takes place in dream-like scenarios. You can kickstart it today at the address you see on the screen. The release date is set for October 10th, 2019, and will be available on the Apple Store, Google Play, itch.io, GameJolt, and Steam.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Downright Fierce Gaming, America's AFC South Champions podcast. My name is Josh Sensio. With me is...
Brandon Akers.
I did a sports thing, and you had no idea what I just said.
Oh, no, I definitely followed. I was just like, okay.
It's like, I want to say
doing that
baseball.
one. We're doing that one.
Tennis?
I'm just saying, MLB show's the last of the...
You know what I almost did? You know what I almost did? Because Jacob isn't here. He's actually in Pittsburgh right now. What I almost did was just like harness my inner Jacob. Like here's how it was originally going to open. It was going to be like, hello, and welcome to another episode of Downright Fierce Gaming, America's Duval! Yeah, bitches! We're the AFC South Champions! Fuck you, Pittsburgh! Fuck it!
Duval.
Duval to you as well.
Duval to you. And Duval to Jacob.
So yeah, I decided against doing that, and I did it anyways. By the way, I just came up with a Jacob joke. Who is Jacob's favorite actress?
Oh, please, tell me.
Shelley Duval!
And if Chris Stanton was here, he would definitely...
He would say Robert Duval! All right, let's go into video games. We're going to start with Fierce News, which is brought to you by Podbean and Stitcher. Are we going to do the sounds?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That was very short-lived.
Well, I mean, it was just a little bit of fun.
I mean, it's also just the two of us, and I realized that the camera's a little... You see that? It's a little fucked up. I should have fixed that. Whatever. All right, so yeah, the Fierce News is brought to you by Pomade and Tonic. If you need a haircut, you should really get it cut there because they do good jobs.
They do.
They really do. First thing is we got a lot of news from January 11th's Nintendo Direct. One of the things is the Switch is getting Dark Souls remastered, and I love hearing about stuff like this because, like, especially with Wolfenstein, with Dark Souls, Nintendo they didn't have too many mature games. I mean, they absolutely had some mature games, but to see very mature games like this coming to the platform, I like that direction because that means that they will have more games that I'm interested in. You know, with like,
absolutely, yeah. No, I know you're more adult rated.
Yeah, and the other one is Hyrule Warriors, the Definitive Edition. They're going to have all the characters, maps, missions, and DLC from the Wii U and 3DS versions. I never played that. Did you play that?
I did not.
No, it looks fun. Like, I like Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, any of the Dynasty Warriors knockoffs, I haven't been really a huge fan of. I mean, I saw the Gundam knockoff, I saw a couple of the other styles, and outside of the original, I'm not a huge fan of Dynasty Warriors after that. It kind of got repetitive. Just hack and slash, mash buttons.
The mechanics are absolutely repetitive. Also, Derek Green says, missing Jacob on this live. Duval! Yeah, we miss him too. Carolina updates us, he is shotgunning beers in a bus. I don't know if you actually know that, or you're just guessing. Either way, I believe it. It sounds like a Jacob thing to do. And I'm not judging. I'd love to be shotgunning beers in a bus in Pittsburgh.
Oh, absolutely.
Right now. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I heard something about not even 10 minutes into...
Hey!
Whoa!
Well,
Hey,
look who just walks into the room.
Just a moment.
You are late, sir.
Yeah, I was rushing.
Well, why don't you step on in? A new character has appeared, and it is Lewis. Did I just call you Jacob? I feel like I just called you Jacob.
I didn't hear you call me Jacob.
I feel like, well, we were talking about Jacob.
No, we're speaking of. Yeah, just automatically assume.
All right, there we go. Hello, Lewis. You want to explain to the rest of the class why you were late?
Because really good football, and I kept thinking I had more time, and then bam, that Saints-Vikings game was way too good. My bad.
What was the outcome of that?
Fucking... Oh, yeah,
we can do that. We're explicit now.
So, Saints catch it up, like, with 20-something seconds left to be 23-21, I think, or... Yeah, 23-21. Case Keenum fucking ices it with a 61-yard touchdown. Well, passes it and then runs. Fucking amazing. I missed that in the time it took me to leave my room
to walk past my roommate's room and tell him to call me with the ending of the game. He's like, oh, well, Minnesota won. I'm like, nuh-uh.
Yep,
the
just like
Saints just, like, put it up and there's barely any time on the clock. There's no way. The best they get is, like, overtime. If anything. And then, bam, that happened.
So we were talking about Hyrule Warriors.
And
Have you played
Jamie.
that?
Sorry.
Have you played Hyrule Warriors?
A little bit.
A little bit? It's coming to the Switch.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
Also, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. It's coming out May 4th. It's going to be the full original game plus a new mode featuring Funky Kong. I was not aware that there was a Funky Kong.
I remember there was a Funky Kong.
Yeah.
Something about chains and a hat.
I had no idea.
I think it was
I should
DJ.
know
Oh no,
Funky.
was that DJ?
Oh, that'd be cool.
DJ Kong? DJ
DJ
Donkey
Kong.
DJ Kong.
Super Mario Odyssey Luigi's Balloon World is coming out on in February. It's going to be a free update for the game. It is a 2-mode mini game where like you hide balloons and then people have to find balloons, that's kind of cool.
Okay, so multiplayer.
Yeah. Next is Mario Tennis Aces. So we talked about this. That's going to be coming out sometime in 2018. We were talking about this before we started.
We were.
And how do you feel about Mario Tennis games, Lewis?
I mean,
How do you feel about Mario sports games?
Yeah.
some of them are fun, but I don't really care to play them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like their ease
Like-
of play and their gameplay and stuff.
They're
it's such a-
enjoyable.
yeah.
I've made drinking games out of them. I've had
Yeah.
fun with them, but it's never a game I've just sat and been like at home and like, I'm gonna play this.
I've
I
never
mean,
been
it's
hooked
definitely
on
not
them.
one that you're gonna try to. Well,
Or
some
even
people
just
will.
me and some friends where we didn't sit there like, we're gonna play this. It was more like, hey, we can play this and then do something else, or
true.
let's do this while playing this. But it was never just play that game with
Oh,
any of the Mario
that's heartbreaking.
sports games to me.
No, I honestly
Sorry.
feel that all the Mario sports games are better than regular sports games.
I mean, they're well made
I'll say that. I'll say
for
that.
what they are. I can't say they're
I
better
mean,
than
there hasn't been a
sports
Mario
games.
football. Okay, there hasn't been a Mario football. So
That's true. The
There's
recent
been a Mario
Maddens
Soccer.
haven't been the best.
Okay, Mario
but-
Soccer, Mario Strikers is what it was called.
Yeah, but
Hella
that game,
fun.
okay, it's not better than like PES or
Okay, I
FIFA.
was gonna say. I wouldn't
It's
say
not better than the newer FIFA, but the FIFA at the time,
Maybe.
the FIFA at the time was.
I'm trying. You know what?
Older
Like, I'm
FIFA is
trying to
not-
debate, but I
Sports games have gotten a lot better.
yeah.
They've taken a lot
Again,
of good
at-
things from RPG games to make them more progression-wise better. They're just, with technology, those are some of the games that have jumped the best. The crowds look less cardboardy. The games
God, I
themselves
remember
have a
those
lot
days.
more going on.
Yeah.
They learned what netcode was.
I don't even know what that is.
It helps your game play online better. That's,
Oh, okay,
that's the quickest way to explain it without actually
Science.
just sitting here and talking about netcode.
So another thing is Kirby Star Allies got a release date for March 16th. Now this is for you, and I wrote Lucas. I'm sorry, it's Lewis. I know, but I was typing it
Man,
fast.
I'm sitting here.
So-
I didn't hear about this Kirby Star Allies.
It's YS8. Lacrimosa of Dana or Donna is a thing.
That's been a thing they've been talking about.
Yeah.
I now know what it is.
Now you know what it is.
well, now that I
What
can
is this?
see the title,
It's Japanese. I don't get it.
It's a more old school RPG, but it's always held through. People just buy it. Not everyone plays it, but it gets bought enough that they just keep making new ones.
What kind of like game is it? What's the gameplay?
more action
Turn-based?
RPG.
Oh, action. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
it looks pretty.
I mean, it came out on PS4 and Vita last year, apparently. And then The World Ends With You Final Remix.
World Ends With You was one of the best RPGs I'll ever play, and
Well, except for
like
Persona 5.
World Ends With You was the first Persona 5 of Persona 5.
Damn.
If you want your hip happening RPG,
Okay,
too
well-
much teenage angst
He's
and all the
he's
good
dropping
music.
hip
I am
on it.
so full of teenage angst. You don't even know.
That's-
It's so lit.
World Ends With
It's
You
so
has
lit.
it. The main character wears headphones and he doesn't like talking to his party members at first.
Oh my god, it's just like
Made
me.
for you.
It's just like me.
Um,
Not. I mean, well, I'm not
No, I
like
mean,
I'm not saying that
you're
about
pretty-
you
you're
guys.
pretty
I'm saying just
outspoken
in
and while
public
playing it, you have
spaces.
to control the bottom and top screens of your DS at the same time.
Oh.
So it was really it sounds much worse than it is, but essentially you use the buttons for one side and the D-pad for the other. It's just
How do you think it's
really
going to
intense and
translate to
fun.
the Switch?
I have no fucking idea because I couldn't play it on my phone.
I got you. And then a game that we haven't seen since E3 2016 called Fee will be coming to Switch on February 16th. I don't know anything about that game.
Not a damn
I
thing.
remember hearing about Fee, but I can't remember what the hell it's about.
So moving on at CES.
I love how we drop things. It's so great.
Well, I mean,
if
we have nothing to inform people of, I figure it's like, okay, well, we're not a speculative podcast.
But remember when we used to try to figure out clever ways to
fill time?
Well, that's it.
Well, we struggled to fill an hour, and now I have to keep moving because we go by the way, this episode will probably go an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe.
Okay, so it's gonna be just like Christmas all over again.
Like Christmas, and also to make up for the fact that we haven't been on in a while. So
we missed you guys.
We did.
We really did.
And they did, and we did together.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we're glad we're back together.
I missed the air guitar.
Oh, you did. You did.
Wink to Tristan.
Huh? Oh, yeah, wink to yeah. So at CES this year, HTC announced the Vive Pro. It has a combined resolution of 2,880 by 160. That'd be terrible resolution.
No,
that'd be a line.
It'd be like Asian eyes.
Wow!
Did we say that?
Wow!
It's perfect for Cyclops.
He went right to Asian eyes.
I mean, that's the typical thing, yeah.
That's the
typical stereotype.
Every episode, just a little racist.
Tried to deflect with an X-Men joke. Did not work.
By 1600, using dual OLED screens, which is 78% increase in resolution. But now, what's even cooler, though, is that they also announced a wireless adapter for the Vive, making it completely wireless. Which, if anybody who oh my God, look what that paper did.
It's
pretty nice.
Hold on, I got to take a picture of this. I will post it on the page in a little bit.
It'll be on Snapchat.
I have no energy for Snapchat.
Hold on,
that's selfie mode. That's selfie mode. Oh my God, that is like crazy physics.
This right here is the real reason.
I just threw that.
This is why our episodes are an hour and a half. It has nothing to do with content.
I don't even know how physics make that happen. Find out later what happened with the paper. Anyways, the wireless adapter will be available in the third quarter of this year, and there's no release window for the Vive Pro. What I was going to say is, with VR headsets, the biggest pain in the ass is the cords. The cords. I mean, just getting in the way.
Well, that and the weight, but the cords are definitely
the weight.
Watching people trip while playing VR games is some of the best things you can do in the world.
For it to be wireless, I mean, that's cool. I'm down for that.
I know we talked about this a moment ago, but I appreciate the fact they're doing wirelessness. How are they going to handle latency? That is my only question.
They said that latency won't be an issue, but I agree that that's kind of
that's a lot of data to be sending.
It's not out yet, which means it's not using current technology. So I would assume that they figured out the latency issues. I mean, that's the only reason why this hasn't been out yet. I mean, because we have wireless HDMI. That you can buy for like $180, which is expensive, but the technology is there for the consumer. But it has latency.
It's
not 5 seconds.
No,
it's like a second.
But
it's like a second.
It's longer than
I mean, it maxes out.
He can notice.
You notice. Definitely something that's wrong.
Something happens.
Feeble inferior genes not noticing the lag just means your reaction times aren't up to speed with Brandon's.
Yeah,
you just need higher megahertz rate. Where's your frame rates at?
So speaking of VR, Sony says that they expect 130 games to be released for the PSVR by the end of 2018. This is due to the success that they've seen with the device. Currently, there are 150 titles for the platform. They've also announced an upcoming planetarium application and the ability to watch movies in a 360-degree space. Hopefully this means a lot more non-game applications for PSVR, because there's a lot of potential.
I'm really excited about this one part, though. Please, can we just take a moment and...
What?
They've also announced an upcoming planetarium application and the ability to watch movies in a 360. Please, when they come out with the new Spider-Man... Miles Morales, they need to just make that entire, because it's animated. It'd be the perfect environment to start in 360.
You can, like right now, like I also have a Gear VR.
No.
Like they have the thing where you can watch like movies I think that are even in theaters in VR.
Well, yeah, but you're sitting in a theater place. I'm talking about like you're in the theater. Like you're in the movie. That's what I was hoping that came out. Watch movies in a 360-degree space.
No, space. Yeah, so you're in the space watching the movie.
Oh, that's no longer exciting. I was so much more excited about the fact that you could be in the middle of it.
That would be insane.
He's trying to jump a lot of steps.
I just really want to jump.
You're trying to jump a lot of steps.
We're not there yet in technology,
It's
man.
Sony.
That's
Sony can do some amazing things. There's two things that they leave.
He's trying to go straight into jumping into the TV. We haven't even digitized yet.
Yeah.
I mean...
that is...
Sony, make my dreams come true.
They're not Hall & Oates. That's not It's not gonna happen. God damn it, that joke deserves a lot more laughter. I am assuming that everybody at home laughed. Thank you.
You got a smile out of it.
I mean, that's a Hall & Oates reference. How often do you get those?
It's true.
Only here on Downright Fierce Gaming.
Are you down?
So the Switch has broken yet another record. Switch has now sold more units in Japan than the Wii U did in its lifetime.
I could sell my body more times in Japan than the Wii U did in its lifetime. That's not a hard record to beat.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, though. The Switch has been out for 10 months. The Wii U's been out for 5 years.
The Wii U did really bad.
It did, but still 5 years worth of sales.
Unnaturally bad.
It was
for a
terrible.
Nintendo release.
That's true.
Even for Japan, they just kind of said, "Oh, we have our 3DSs and we can sit on our PS3s forever," and they did.
And they did.
And Carolina, to your comment about Sony, she says, but then again, Sony also made the Betamax.
You know, it wasn't a bad design, and it could have been very successful if other things didn't come out at the same time.
I'm really curious. How much do you really know about the Betamax?
It was a beautiful thing.
You're talking out of your ass, aren't you?
Nope.
You know nothing about the Betamax. Why is it called the Betamax?
Because it came out beta, second place to the VHS.
Dude, the Max.
It had max beta potential.
Kyle says Wii U did bad because it was poorly timed and not different enough for consumers and confused the shit out of parents.
And it wasn't strong
true.
enough compared to its competition.
That is true. I mean, the Switch also isn't, but, it's
the
easy to
Switch is
understand.
up to date. I mean, there's the 4K stuff, but most people don't have 4K TV, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Everyone else has PCs, and they're like, yeah, I'm not getting this for hardware capabilities. At the time of the Wii U, people wanted to jump in the stats. PS4 and Xbox One did that. Wii U did not.
Yeah,
Didn't
Nintendo
even
doesn't
come close.
They're not participating in any kind of console war right now. They're just doing their own thing.
I mean, Switch is fine.
Yeah.
Switch is
black.
there.
Yeah, I mean, I am all aboard the Switch train.
I'll admit.
Let's do
Switch
this.
is there.
And
HD DVD was definitely Microsoft.
Yeah.
so Brandon
Sony was
is
all
referring
Blu-ray.
to Carolina's comment for our audio listeners.
Nope.
What
I'm just talking to myself.
you're just talking. It's just he just has these thoughts that just pop in his head.
Don't diss Carolina like
No.
that.
Yeah,
love Carolina.
she's way
my
better
favorite.
than a voice in your head.
It's true.
That's true. That was
Sorry,
a really
Carolina.
weird comeback.
I don't know where
I'm like, yeah, hey, I'm done. So last year we covered a story about Mad Catz closing, which was sad because it was a very nostalgic thing for me.
Yeah, it was the one thing that you always handed to your little brother, best friend, or somebody besides you, because there's no way in hell you'd use the controller yourself.
If this was a higher production podcast, we would have somebody cut to the exact time when you said those exact words.
I know.
And that just brought me back. We've been doing this almost a year, guys.
Almost a year now.
Almost a year. In March. We should do a special thing in March.
We should.
Like if we could get enough people together, like a big Downright Fierce party. Downright Fierce party.
A downright fierce party.
Man.
Are you
Put
down?
on something skimpy.
All right. So turns out that less than a year later, they are coming back, and they're bringing new toys with them.
Wait, what?
Damn it, I knew that wasn't going to land. See what I wrote here? In PT voice.
You should have had one of us say in PT voice for you.
PT voice. And they're bringing
Just
their new
went for it.
toys with them. Yeah, at the end of PT when he's like, but I'm coming back, and I'm bringing my new toys with me. All right. Well, so last year they filed for bankruptcy, and now under new management, the company is called Mad Catz Global Limited, and its quarters is located in Kowloon, Hong Kong. So
I'm sorry you sound defeated. I mean,
I feel
Mad
incredibly
Catz is
They still
defeated.
think you're creepy as fuck.
yeah,
What are they coming back with? Like,
actually, from
They're
the
developing games now.
no.
they can't do any worse than EA. But
PC hardware.
No, they're developing
PC hardware. Actually, they're doing a lot of wireless gaming hardware. So like wireless keyboards with LED.
Oh my God,
and,
no,
like,
let's not
mechanical
even touch
keyboards
that.
and stuff. And
Yeah, but
If they're going to
mice.
come to that party, it is 1,000 years too late. So Razer and Corsair just came out with 1,000% wireless mouse that does not require a battery. It uses wireless charging from the pad.
Ooh.
That comes out later this quarter.
I was about
First
to say,
quarter.
I wouldn't try and get into
So
PC parts right now.
you have way. That's like Donald Trump trying to be. I don't know.
Chris goes the Fisher Price of accessories.
Thank you. Yeah.
And Kyle
Chris,
goes Mad Cat's more like Sad Cats. I liked my Mad Cat's controller. Okay, it was
only because I had the turbo button.
turbo button, and it was
so you
cheap.
can play E Honda all day.
It was cheap. It was cheaper than buying another controller. So you buy, when you're buying your console or whatever, you buy, your expensive stuff, and then you buy your $10 Mad Cat's controller, and I liked it.
When all my PS2 controllers wouldn't work, I'd go deep into a box and I'd pull
Tristan
out
does
that
have a
Mad
decent
Catz.
point.
Tristan says Mad Cat's made a lot of nice fight sticks. That's true.
Yep, that's pretty much.
They did that well.
So they're
But,
back.
and
they're
he's not
bringing
here, so
in
I can have the
utilities
active
with
conversation.
them.
I was going to say, what's the fight stick competitor for Mad Catz? Because there's like an elite one that's ridiculous.
I have no idea.
That's why I
tell you.
said he's not here, so we can't have that
Scribe?
conversation.
Mark?
No,
Gotcha. What?
Tristan.
Oh, well, he's here. He's here in spirit.
I know.
Okay,
Or you can say it in
respond.
chat.
that's true. I want to say that I totally called this next news story.
I don't believe
Cut
you.
to me calling this happening a while ago. PUBG Corp CEO Chang Han Kim revealed in an interview with Inven Global that we would like the game to become a quote universal media franchise, saying that quote, there's a lot of quotes, the final goal would be to launch the title on every platform. So it is yet to be confirmed that whether or not they were exclusively Microsoft or it was a timed exclusivity. And I've been saying for the longest time, just because of how vague they've been, how ambiguous all of their comments on the subject have been, that they have a timed release that they cannot implicitly describe. And eventually, PUBG is going to come to PS4. There's probably going to be a low-res one for the Switch. I say that with respect because it's on mobile. They're coming out with the mobile platform one. So, like, I'm assuming that it would also come to Switch. And I called it. That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah. Okay.
We will give you that one.
Sure.
Sweet.
PUBG.
So the next what's PUBG? So the next thing, and this is the big topic I wanted to discuss because this is pretty major as far as video games go.
Kyle for the win.
Kyle says company wants
Dude, we
money.
need him back.
Water
He needs to
also
come for a
wet.
guest star.
News at 11. I like it, and I agree. No, Kyle's
Water's
been
not
fantastic.
wet. Water's water until it comes out of water, and then it's.
We're not getting into this.
God.
We're not getting
I'm totally
into this
trolling.
here.
You are
Everybody
wet
in
if
the
you're
world
in
knows
water.
it.
That's silly.
That's what she said.
Okay, everybody take a sip of water at the same time. I can't take a sip. Silence. God damn it. Okay.
It's a water marketing thing. We were all marketing water.
So
Water is wet.
It's good for your insides.
It's electrolytes. So as what
that's
plants
good.
crave. So the World Health Organization has decided to list gaming disorder and hazard gaming as health disorders in its International Compendium of Diseases. I'm going to go over some information. And
Traditional millennials always have to throw labels on everything.
Shut up, Brandon.
You damn right we do.
You're a
Stamp of
millennial
approval.
too, son of a bitch. So gaming disorder will be listed as an addictive behavior alongside gambling. Hazard gaming is a pattern of gaming behavior, quote, that appreciably, which I didn't even know was a word, appreciably increases the risk of harmful physical or mental health. So first of all, that's fine because those are real things.
So like PT.
What?
I mean, you can get scared to death in that, right? I mean that.
I wasn't gonna laugh until he fucking just fell for it. Like, how did you not see the setup? And
Come on.
You just took the punch to the face.
I mean,
You just took the whole thing. Good
Brandon
Lord.
has my number. He totally does. You got me.
You made me laugh at that. Are you proud of yourself? You
Thanks.
shouldn't be.
I'd take that.
So these are real disorders.
Yep, real.
Serious things
Yep, death
that are
is
happening.
serious, guys.
Absolutely.
Death is
And it's not
absolutely
death.
serious.
Nobody's dying. Nobody's dying, Brandon. I'm going to lose my voice. I've been screaming all day today.
I don't know. I've heard when people fail at ranked in the game, they feel like they're dying.
So, and I think this is really important to discuss because, this is affecting children,
Well-
I mean, we are seeing cases in children that could manifest into something worse as they grow older.
Yeah.
I mean, we can. So, I mean, this is something that they should classify. It is something that should receive treatment, and we should, do research to figure out, how to control this. But the topic I think would be interesting to discuss would be whether or not this is specifically targeting gaming because it's controversial nature at times, or that this is bound to happen eventually. So before I let you guys voice your opinions, I wanted to share my thoughts. Originally, I felt that video games were being unfairly targeted, considering that there's a lot of other health disorders, that are more obvious and also possibly even more hazardous, like social media, kids and adults even identifying so hard with their social media presence that when they get bullied or whatever on social media, that it like just changes their lives. So social media addiction and and disorders along with that, I feel is a lot more prevalent at the very least. And then I started thinking, just took a step back and I started thinking video games have been around for a really long time. Social media, not so much. So we have a lot more sample data to collect from with video games than we do social media. As far as how far we've even come to understand the psychology of video games, we have games designed around the effects of video games on the psyche. So you have things like loot boxes, you have things like microtransactions, these pay to win, these pay to play. You have these tap games on your phone where it's like, okay, well, we're gonna get them hooked with this gameplay loop, right, and then pay $1 to continue. So they know how to get into people's heads. Real quick, just to finish. So we really understand the psychology of video games. We were not quite there yet, I feel, with social media, only because we don't have enough sample data. That's the only thing. So, that being said, that's how I feel. Do you guys, what were you going to say?
Okay. So, I'm going to hit like 3 different parts. I'm going to try not to troll as much as I can.
I gotta just
go for it.
Think anymore. I saw his comment and I felt bad because all that came in after Chris said dying of lack of sleep from too much game, and I was like, that only happens in Korea and China.
Well, here's where I was actually going to go. So, hazardous games, games being quote unquote addictive or stuff like that. People have had situations like this. There was a guy that was found dead at his desktop playing World of Warcraft after like 80 hours of nonstop play or something like that. So it's something that's happened in the past.
And people have even killed themselves over.
Oh, of course. And then there's the troll videos of people overreacting when their parents take away their any account and shove remotes up their asses and stuff like that. So
hot cut to
random video. But on a serious note, games were this was the initial design for games. Games were supposed to be a form of entertainment. They were supposed to be a way for families to join together or you to just escape. There are family games like Mario Party and stuff like
I agree that there may be some, but a lot of them was quarter eaters. They were quarter eaters because the home console didn't really come out for a while. These were games that people they were designed to take your money. So I'm saying if you're talking about
if you play it really well, stuff like that, you wouldn't have to use your money.
Well, no, Pac-Man and that's the thing. Tetris didn't really come out to arcade. If you're talking about the origin,
no. I'm talking about in general. So let me go through the whole thing. Okay. So you have video games. Games were supposed to either bring you to a different world, bring you to a place where you can. No different than a book. Yep. Or bring you closer together with your families or co-op and stuff like that. It branched out into a market that grew faster than it had a chance to develop and age, and it now became a marketplace. Literally, Xbox has it coined the Xbox Marketplace, where you go and buy more coins, more credits to do more transactions. EA loot boxing the crap out of everything. Microtransactions on Android and Apple for the last 10 years now. Thank you, Apple, for that. iPhone X. And it's feeding addictions. It's not the game's fault. It's the people that are marketing it, the way that it's targeting.
Well, there's definite gameplay elements that are it is the game's fault. It is targeting a certain thing in your brain and creating this loop that makes you compelled to perform certain actions. And some people are more, vulnerable to that. In fact, Carolina has a good point. She says, I think that these people had issues before the games were introduced, and that is true. In fact, there was that study that tried to say that video games can cause, violent behavior, but it is proven that it was just kids with violent behavior were seeking out these video games. What I'm specifically agreeing with as far as the disorder is not necessarily it's not the chicken or the egg. It is the correlation between there is a direct correlation, not even third factor correlation between a game loop and stuff, the person with the addictive personality and the game causing that. Like there is that thing. And I just realized as I was saying, like, oh my god, I don't know what the other thing that I'm connecting is. So the correlation between what? The correlation between what? There was no correlation. I was going down the wrong path. I'm specifically saying that there is this thing in people's minds that can happen, and it becomes a disorder. And it's fed by the game, so it's like gambling.
That would be 100%.
It's exactly like gambling. I agree with them when they compare it to gambling.
The situation would be at that point, it's not the game itself that causes it; it's the way that it's marketed, or
would you then say that
behind it?
Gambling addiction? It's not the gambling that causes it.
Well,
No.
if the gambling aspect wasn't in the game wouldn't do anything for them. It'd be gambling of any sort. It's no different if I could just slap a slot machine in their room. They say, fuck the game, and they just play with the slot machine.
Exactly.
It's just the gambling part. It's not so much the game itself, because unless you're going to the casino part of the game, clicking on a box and paying money for it ain't gameplay.
Well, I mean, that was just one example of the gameplay
But that's
addiction.
one of the ways that most gameplay addiction does happen. It's people trying to get loot or some kind of prize for money.
Some kind of.
But
that would be a marketing mechanic.
no one's sitting there balling out of control and fucking up their bank account playing Diablo 3. And that's nothing
That's
but
But there are people, but there are.
that is a huge time sink.
That's the thing. There are people who will abandon their lives and they suffer socially, financially, and they suffer health even just to play these games, even Diablo, the free ones.
Now, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Now, the time thing is a completely different jump.
Yeah.
But the time thing also happens in multiple forms of entertainment. So you can say, yeah, games can fuel a addiction disorder, but they can get, if games had never come around, they'd still have something else feeding that.
It'd be no
and
different
I think
than
it
Netflix.
should be same with Netflix.
Netflix
If
binge
someone
I mean,
wants to
and
binge
that's the
something,
thing.
they
Like,
can.
I think
But
that's
I'm
going to be the
saying
next
that
one. Sure.
for the most part, it's not so much that we shouldn't be also looking at video games doing this, but if you go too deep down, video games are pushing these disorders. It's not that. It's just that mental health isn't looked at importantly enough.
Well, no. Okay, so I hate to do this because I really didn't want to. I didn't want to. No, I didn't want. No, I didn't. No, I didn't want to bring it to. No, I didn't want to bring it to this. What I'm about to say. As somebody who's taken a lot of psychology courses, I was like,
you're right.
I was two courses. I was two classes away from getting my bachelor's.
You need like a.
I know. So real quick, I'm just gonna give out a little quick lesson in something that I've learned. It's with these disorders and with what they're specifically saying about gaming, and the reason why it's different from gambling is ultimately it is the exact same thing that happens in your brain. Your brain releases serotonin, and it creates a drug like euphoria, and then it's like the mouse, clicking the button for the cheese. That's really what it is, and that can happen with gambling.
Anything.
It can happen with jerking off. It can happen with
books.
Podcasts.
Hey.
It can happen with Netflix. It can Chrisanne. It can happen with karaoke. It can happen with anything. So what they're specifically doing is they're saying this in video game. We are now going to say that this can happen with video games.
Right, but
that's all that
the
is.
examples that they're listing are literally
the examples were
mechanics that
the
are
personal
known for
opinions
other
of
things.
of us. Like that was of me. I wrote that down as an example. Yeah. Actually, wait. Was that? Oh, that was one of the papers that flew down there. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure that I was the one who wrote the loot box part. A
quick synopsis of what's going on. My breakdown of it all is I feel like they are not technically targeting video gaming, but they're also saying, hey, this is another thing I can do it as well.
So,
and that should be there.
So do you
definitely think it should be there.
I was gonna say, do you guys agree with the classification of this? Are you guys okay with that? Because I'm kind of getting the impression that maybe you weren't.
I mean, movies gonna be dangerous. Books gonna be every form of entertainment and media can be dangerous.
Yeah,
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay.
Yep.
It's like me saying no to this, but then saying, "Hey, you really need to look into social media."
So-
no, you need to look into both.
So then,
I'm not gonna lie. I've literally when Naruto was out, and I caught into it a little bit late. It was around episode 100 when I finally heard about it.
Yeah.
But I had every episode downloaded, and I binge watched it for 3 days straight. I didn't do a damn thing. I didn't do school. I had the weekend off, and yeah. So there's every form of media can
also Carolina says not only that, but our generation, which has pretty much always had video games, is raising the next generation. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
So to the original question, then, do you guys feel that video games are being unfairly targeted, or Because we can all agree that things like Netflix, even I feel like Netflix should be the next thing they study, because there is something.
I honestly think that social
about
media
just,
should be the next thing they
or
study.
social
but-
media, as well.
No, I don't think they're targeting. I think that they're bringing it to light in a non-aggressive way.
Gotcha. What do you agree with? What is he saying?
I'm saying I agree with Chris's
You guys
statement.
have the worst habit of just talking to chat,
So-
but not everybody can see chat. Okay,
I didn't want
So
to say
Chris says-
super out loud. 'Cause
I don't
it was
know.
kinda-
I think people should be able to consume whatever they want.
well,
do
I
too.
mean, but the
Or at
thing
least
is,
grown
then the
consenting
same
adults.
argument could be said about
Arsenic.
like heroin and cocaine and smack. I don't know
Well,
what
that
smack is. Is that
biologically
heroin? I don't know.
automatically goes smack.
It's I don't know. I don't
So,
know. Drugs. I'm not
Crack
cool.
is right there.
I know
Crack
weed.
and meth are
I
right
know
there,
weed.
and you go
That's it.
smack.
I don't know. Cool.
You were outdated, and it's just smack.
That meth and stuff. But the whole idea is that yes, okay, but Chris is right. Let people do whatever you want, but we should understand these disorders and understand these problems, so that way when
There's
they need
nothing
help,
wrong
we
with
can help.
warning labels.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Absolutely. Oh, that's a dangerous thing to put warning labels on a video game, though, because where does it stop?
I mean, first off, we can start with epilepsy. That's a good one to start with.
Well,
Maybe not letting pregnant women use VR could be a good
Usually the epilepsy warning comes once you've already
falling
turned
for that
on the
one.
game, and you might have like a 5-second difference with like, oh, it won't be that bad before super shiny intros.
jeez. And yeah, Chris says all about moderation. Okay, well, I don't know. I thought that'd
And
be
some
a
people
fun.
can moderate, some people can't.
It's true.
That's right.
Now we are going to before we go on to segue
hold on,
me
one last
trying to
thing.
come up with things to
I
mouth.
had a good
what?
line. So generally, the rule of thumb, or like, isn't it a said? Once you take the taboo out of something, it becomes a little less desirable.
Yeah.
Cool.
That was it. That was
That's
it.
it.
He said he had one line.
That's it. One line. I don't know why we
You guys
paused
know how
after
to
that.
count, Josh?
Hi, I'd like to kickstart Rye Reveries.
Oh yeah, baby. In our first venture, we will showcase the master of the macabre, Mr. Edgar Allan Poe. The game will feature 13 of his stories and poems connected by an overarching narrative where your decisions affect how events unfold within the game. All right. So now we're going to talk about the upcoming games of 2018 and answer 2 questions. How do we feel about the game, and is it actually coming out on that date?
Oh, this is gonna be a fun game. I like this one.
So, and feel free to chime in with chat because because we got a lot of games here. We got like a couple pages. First one is Dragon Ball Dragon Ball Fighters, which is not Fighter Z because it's part of the same thing. It's Fighters.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Fighters Z.
So that's coming out January 26th. I am so excited for this game
Are you?
because I love the 3D fighting ones.
Okay.
And it looks like this is kind of like mashing the two together, mashing the two worlds, being able to do, like 2D combat and then do some kind of crazy looking 3D world blowing up kind of move that I love Dragon Ball Z for. So,
But is
I'm
there
really
going to be
excited.
optional platforms?
You troll. See the last episode for the reference for that one. But do you guys? How do you guys feel about Dragon Ball Fighters?
I mean, it's a proper fighting game with Dragon Ball characters, which seems nice.
That's true.
I mean, it should be enjoyable.
I mean, they've remade so many different fighting games and keep them going and keep them going. I'm down for it.
I mean, the hype for this is real. It's
I got a bunch of friends playing the beta right now.
Yeah.
They seem to enjoy it so
I was gonna
far.
say everybody's really excited for
There's
it.
a good bit of like
That's played it.
instant free combos for the people who don't know how to play fighting games. But then there's still the in-depth stuff, so those people get completely demolished online, and that should be in every fighting game.
Nice.
They're having some lag issues, but it's a beta, so that should be fine. Hopefully, the
Lag issues
actual
like with
game,
multiplayer or
just connecting online with the beta. So
Okay.
obviously some of the online matches aren't going perfect if you can't connect well.
Right.
But hopefully the actual game release doesn't have bad online.
So it's coming out January 26th. Also coming out on January 26th. Actually, hold on. Is that actually coming out on that date? I say yes.
They're pretty good on their release dates.
Yeah, usually fighting games come out same day.
Monster Hunter World, that is also coming out January 26th. I don't know how I
Super
feel
stoked.
because I've heard from people who have played the game and they said it is as detail specific as the other ones are, which means it is not the kind of game where you could just jump in and know what you're doing.
That's what I tried doing. Had no fucking idea what I did.
I didn't play the beta. Did you
Killed
play
some
the beta?
dragon thing in a cave.
Did you play the beta?
10 out of 10. I played the beta. I had no idea what I was doing. Killed some dragon thing in a cave. 10 out of 10.
You like it? Is it good?
From what I did without knowing what the hell I was doing, yes.
I love all the previous ones. I mean, Monster Hunter is one of the games that should have stayed on the PSP and definitely needs a nice solid hand. I mean, I love the PSP version. When it switched over to Nintendo is when I kind of fell off a little bit, but I still love playing it.
I think we might need to cut the episode short. Carolina says, dude, Beer and Coin and 5 Points is a Soul Calibur machine.
That is fucking awesome.
I think that after this episode, we should all go there. Yeah?
I might.
Okay, sorry. I just realized we got something.
You just sprung that on me.
It's
Monster
Soul
Hunter.
Calibur.
Soul
I
Calibur.
get very excited with Soul Calibur.
I
It's just-
In case you don't remember, he's only been beaten
Feel that
once.
Khalik. Feel that Khalik.
feeling the Khalik, long staff.
Yeah, I regret not moving my hand faster. I really do. I didn't think he was going to say the long staff. I should. You know what? That's on me for picking Khalik of all people.
I was gonna. I'm
I
wondering
didn't
if
want
that
to
was
say
a
Ivy
Freudian
because
slip.
if you would have said feel that
yeah, whip
chain
me,
blade, what's worse?
Okay, so we got so many games to go over. Is that coming out on the 26th? I say yes.
Yeah,
I think so.
I mean, at
already had to pay
this
the-
point, there's no.
It's way too close for a delay call. People
Yep.
will flip.
Oh yeah. Dynasty Warriors 9, February 13th. I'm curious, when was the last time that came out?
Not too long ago.
Didn't they?
It was Dynasty Warriors 8. Then they had Samurai Warriors 3. Then Samurai Warriors 3
Yeah, but-
Ultimate.
But the
And
those
then Warriors
knockoffs are not the
Orochi
same.
3 Ultimate. Sorry. Same company. It's all Koei.
But different teams developing each one.
Well, shit about different teams developing. I'm not gonna
I have no
front.
idea.
I have no idea. But I mean, it's give or take the same gameplay. Set aside, essentially, Warriors Orochi is mixing Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warriors into one.
Mm-hmm.
They just blend the world somehow each game. Bunch of fighting,
'cause we
all
can
the
do
characters
that.
from there, and they throw in some random other characters they can get in there, like Ryu Hayabusa and like Ayane from Dead or Alive and stuff.
Okay.
But I mean, the super fun. Dynasty Warriors.
Dynasty Warriors 8 was
23rd.
February 23rd. Says
What happened?
Kyle.
2013.
Okay.
It's been 4 years.
I'm about to say the company and those type of games have come out since then. This will just be the first Dynasty Warriors.
I got you.
But it's looking really pretty. It's looking fun. They're trying to do a full like open world.
Yeah,
thing
it's going to
for
be
it.
an open world game, right? Like this is the first one that's going to be an open world.
That's going to be the major thing that's impressive about it.
Yeah.
That many people, that many mobs running around.
And I
in
just
an
get to
open world.
destroy a bunch of them.
I'm willing to bet that it's not going to be that many.
It has to. I mean,
I
that
don't
is
think so.
literally
That's the
Dynasty
draw
Warriors.
of the
Like,
game.
That's the thing. You go
give
to
me
a quest, you go to
you
a.
have a crowd and,
Let me finish.
and Nagi and you just run and spin circles.
What I'm
That's it.
saying is not necessarily that you walk into. It'll be like a freaking what's it called? Fuck, Shadow of War. It'll be like Shadow of War. So it's an open world, and yeah, there's a couple people here and there. But then you go into a
People
kingdom.
lose
You go
their
into a kingdom, and then
minds.
that's where everybody is.
No.
I'll bet.
I need
Pizza
my
bet?
thousands of people on my way to
pizza
every
bet.
place.
Pizza bet.
Pizza bet.
I'll take a pizza bet with that.
Pizza bet.
All right.
Pizza bet.
We
Dynasty
started
Warriors.
recording the specifics of the pizza bet. Okay. So,
Okay, you have a sheet for it.
all right. The bet is
that there will be mobs.
Well, no, I'm saying
There will be mobs.
there was a firefight. I'm saying. Okay, so we need to agree on the amount of enemies in between each like travel location.
Oh, a
I'm
ridiculous
saying-
amount, period.
You're just saying a ridiculous amount. So somebody
It's
who's
going to
looking
be
at
like-
that be like, wow, look at all of those people on the way to this thing.
I feel like I gotta moderate this. I don't know. Like,
I don't because I
Do
feel
you,
like
do you think I'm setting myself up for failure? On that one?
I feel
I
like
don't know
being
what
vague
he's
like that.
thinking a ridiculous
I'm
amount
thinking it'll
is.
be. I'm thinking there will be.
I'm
okay,
thinking-
10, like groups of 10.
Okay,
Oh.
so I will definitely take that. It
hold
will
on, hold on,
definitely
hold on.
be
Maybe more than
times
10.
10.
Maybe more than
It's
10.
going to be times 10. Nope, you said 10. I'm down for that.
Hey,
That's what he was standing with in the first place because he's like, it's going to be like Shadows of War. There's going to be little groups of people here,
Yeah, 'cause
which
I
is
was
average
thinking
about
that's not
10,
enough people.
maybe 16. No, it's going to be like
I'd
fucking
say
100 people. Just
100
crushing.
people. Wait, are you okay? Hold on. 100 people grouped into one group. Like consistently throughout the thing, there's just going to be 100 people here, 100 people there, 100 people there, 100 people
That's
there. On the
how
way to
Dynasty Warriors plays.
Yeah.
And if they're talking about this being open-ended, open world Dynasty Warriors, it's going to be ridiculous. You're going to have people flying from every sword swing.
I thought this was a really brave pizza bet on your point, because I mean,
Can you
if
give me
it's
2 to
only
1 odds?
10,
Huh?
Can you give me 2 to 1 odds?
No, what happened to balls deep? You were all sorts of like.
Whoever said balls deep? You said balls deep. I didn't
You
say
were like,
balls
there's
deep.
no way. There is no way. You were all.
I didn't
sorts
say no. There was no way. I
For the
said I don't
record,
think so.
No one had actually said balls deep.
Nobody.
Nobody said balls deep.
said balls deep. I don't think that they would do that. But now that you're talking, I'm
So
believing
confident.
you.
I'm talking out the ass. You love it?
Yeah, but you know what? That last pizza bet I would have won so hard.
No, I thought I would have won that one.
We
That's
did
the
2
reason
pizza
why.
bets. We did 2 pizza bets. One I didn't agree to, and then one that I did, and then
Kyle's
we
losing the
lost.
shit on 2-to-1 odds on pizza.
2 to 1. I mean, that's 2 pizzas.
Yeah.
2 pizzas.
2 pizzas. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, now you're getting scared. I will do 4-to-1 odds. It's gonna have 100 people. 100.
Nah, I changed my mind. I think I agree with you. Also,
Out of the pizza
See,
bet.
this is why
All that
nothing
build-up,
accomplishes.
and my man lost
Nothing.
his pizza.
See, so does that since I 2-to-1, does that mean I instantly get one? Because
I
he
feel
backed
like
out?
you should get.
Like he
You
backed
at-
out.
You at least owe him some pizza rolls.
how does that
Somebody-
even
yeah.
make sense?
Do I get a bag of
What
pizza
are you
rolls?
talking about?
I think since he backed out of the bet, there should at least be an exchanging of some Tostino's pizza rolls.
Oh, I'll take some pizza rolls.
I'll buy you a
Chat, do
slice.
you agree?
Yep, chat. Come on, guys.
I'll buy you a slice. Don't click. What are you doing?
Little Caesars all day. Somebody said.
That's a
Little
whole
Caesars.
pizza
There you
if
go. I'll
you
buy
go
you a
to
Little
Little
Caesars. How
Caesars.
about that? All right.
I'd rather have the pizza rolls. Than
The
Little
next
Caesars.
game.
And I-
Game number 4 of
brisket pizza's
50,
really
like that
good.
we're going to talk about. Game number 4 is Kingdom Come Deliverance. Have you guys heard of this game?
Not a damn thing.
I've
about it.
heard of it, but I have no fucking idea what it is.
So it has a very, very big cult following right now because it is extremely, extremely realistic. In fact, they went and surveyed the topography of like some like freaking
Random
white ass
place
country. I
So
don't
it's
know,
coming
like
to Switch?
Sweden or something. I don't know. But it's like very, very realistic, kind of like a Witcher. The Witcher was pretty realistic when it came to like, you know, like landscapes and stuff. This is going to be even more so, and it's going to be even more realistic when it comes to fighting and stuff too.
Okay.
They said that the combat and whatever, they're still tweaking it.
I will say, The
but
Witcher 3 had like the best choreography
they
for
really
fighting
did.
ever.
Norway, that's it. Whoever forgot to log into their own personal Facebook and it is talking as Down Fears Gaming, correct me. Yes, it's
All right,
it's
so pizza
Norway.
bet on who this is. I'm gonna say that it's
Jacob.
Jacob. Damn it.
Yeah, we win.
Or yeah, it's Jacob.
That's Jacob.
I'm here, and
Jacob-
I already came in.
Jacob also said, "Can we get caught up on the stats of all the pizza bets?" I think we should just wipe them because we. Oh, it's Chris.
Oh wow. No.
Oh!
Damn.
Well,
Does this mean I win the pizza bet?
Time out.
by Brandon's freaking understanding of gambling and betting, that yeah, I guess so. And
Yes.
we also
You-
both
you
owe
also-
you
I
hand
get some
jobs.
little Caesars
You
now.
also get a bag of Tostino.
Yeah,
I'll take
Pizza
the pizza rolls.
See, how did I get gypped out of this? Pizza rolls are so much better than Little
so
Caesars.
so
hot and ready.
stuff.
It's all about the
I'm gonna
hustle,
skip
baby.
some of these games because we're.
No.
Okay, all right,
no,
fine,
we
fine,
got a
fine,
list. We're
okay,
going
fine,
through
fine.
this.
Metal Gear Solid. Sorry, Metal Gear Survive, February 20th.
I didn't know that was already coming out.
Yeah.
I felt like that was going to be like way later this year.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate because we all know how I feel about Kojima.
I think it's gonna tank.
I hope. Well,
I don't think it's gonna tank. I think it's gonna do aight, but I feel like it's one of those no one's gonna buy it at release, and then slowly a bunch of people are gonna be like, "Oh, this is kind of fun. We'll play with friends games." And
I
then
mean-
Like
people are gonna
Battlefront
buy it.
2.
well.
One of the maybe.
Look at Call of Duty, right? Call of Duty it has the most downvoted video in YouTube history. Everybody loves to hate on Call of Duty, yet every freaking time a Call of Duty game comes out, everybody buys it.
I've
I
not
kind of
bought
feel like
a
that's
Call of Duty.
Well, the
I'm
fans
not
don't
okay.
argue with people
yeah,
anymore.
I'm not saying everybody. I'm
You
saying,
literally just said everybody. Hey, welcome back, Chris. You're no longer downright fierce gaming. I love it. By the way, just in case everybody in the audio is...
who's steering the ship? I don't even know anymore.
It hasn't been
thought we were
used
supposed
for
to be
quite
part
some
of it.
time.
We are like
We
crashing into
mutinied.
reefs.
We mutinied about 15 minutes ago, and you just didn't
I didn't even realize. But okay, so I mean, I personally don't want it to be good, but I am open to the idea of it being good.
I mean, people still, for some reason, like fighting zombies.
But yeah, I mean, yeah.
If someone threw a copy of Dying Light at me, I'd play it.
Oh, I love
That game
Dying
is
Light.
fun as hell.
I love Dying
I have no idea what the zombies are like in Metal Gear Survive. I don't know how you fight them. But if you make good gameplay, usually people will just
the
sit there and
gameplay's already
fight
there.
endless waves of monsters.
Yeah.
They don't care.
I mean, you know, it's a thing. So Moss. Now, Moss is a PSVR game with, it's the one that they showed at E3 with the mouse. Like it's like a platformer, a legit platformer.
I know which one you're talking about.
Where
It's
you
not
control the
optional?
mouse.
It's
It looks really
straight
good.
up.
I
Okay.
like it. The next one is Sea of Thieves, which is coming out on my birthday, March 20th.
Is that the
Birthday of me, yes.
Oh, wait, no, that's the Xbox
That's the game
One
that I want for my birthday, yes.
Okay.
So when it comes out,
I want it for my
and you want it for your birthday?
It's coming out for PC and Xbox. Yeah, it's that. You guys know about Sea of Thieves, right?
Yeah, I thought at first I was thinking of we took the best part of Assassin's Creed 3 out game, but I'm like, oh no, that's not
that's
Sea of
Skull
Thieves.
and
No.
That's
Skull and
Yeah,
Bones.
that one's gonna be.
And then I was like, this is the one where you grab the treasure chest and your friends fail you.
Yeah. So I have a feeling that with this game, it just reminds me so much of No Man's Sky.
Red point?
I mean, the hype, the freaking, whatever it is, it's looking a lot like it's going to be No Man's Sky kind of thing, which, by the way, I've been playing a lot of lately, and they made that game fun.
Did you ever pick up Ark again?
Oh, what?
Ark, when they finally did the full release?
I bought that like.
Well, I know you got the early access, but
And then
did
I hopped into the newer one. Yeah.
And was it fun?
I mean,
was it
was
better?
pretty much the same game, really.
Oh,
I mean, I'm
enough.
sure they ironed out a lot of stuff. They added a lot of stuff because I just played it for a little bit, but it was okay.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm kind of excited about Sea of Thieves, even if it turns out to be like a No Man's Sky. I know that they'll continue to work on it and make it better.
Yeah, I heard No Man's Sky now is like
It's
pretty
addictive as hell.
fun.
It's a lot of fun. There's quest lines and really interesting stories. Like it's a lot of fun. And
One
you
of
could buy a
those-
fucking fleet. Like you could buy a fleet of ships and you could build bases.
Man, they should have made that the initial game.
Hell yeah, dude! You can finally manipulate the terrain, which they said you could do originally, and now you actually can.
They should have took their game, just took all that, put it in a completely new game with that new stuff, rebranded it, and then put that out there out of nowhere.
Next thing is A Way Out. That is it's coming out March 23rd. That one I'm super excited for. That was shown at E3. It is the forced cooperative game. The one where you have to play two players. The split screen
Is that the
cinematic kind of
one
experience.
where you're escaping a prison?
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's a really cool thing about that game that I've heard about. When you buy that game, you get a code that you can give to a friend, and then they have that game. So it's
Okay.
actually a buy
so
one
it's
get
buy one,
two
get one.
because you have to play with a friend. You cannot play single player. And they say it's better to play with somebody you know rather than a stranger because you need to value the
See,
other
that
person's
makes me
opinion.
feel like Army of Two. Army
Yeah.
of Two was really fun to play, and it was a lot
fun.
more
It
fun
was-
to play on the couch
Yeah.
than online.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, and then that's true. But at the same time, like Army of Two, you could get by without playing with another
You
person.
could, but
This
it's
one,
some-
you have to.
Right.
Yeah.
Most games won't do that anymore.
I just
true.
want
It's
another
brave.
Army of Two that forces you to play co-op.
Well, it's called A Way Out.
Oh, cool! I'm so excited now.
Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom, March 23rd. Lewis?
It's gonna be great.
Lewis?
I mean, it's
Take it away.
taking a level 5 RPG and slapping it with Studio Gilby illustrations.
I don't understand that sentence at all.
Studio Gilby makes
gonna look really beautiful.
amazing, beautiful
Like their
movies.
art is
Cool. I didn't play the first one.
First one was
oh
hard as shit.
Yeah.
Like, not even like, oh, if you grind, you're gonna beat it. It's just hard as fucking shit for no reason at times. Like, you beat a boss and you're like, all right, I'll grind it up, I'm good, and then you just get to the next one and he beat your ass because you didn't.
So
know
how
what
many
you were
dick
doing.
jokes did you want to make for that one?
No,
Oh, God. Okay.
I didn't hear the end of that sentence because I looked over at chat and I read Chris Stan's joke, which I
said
didn't
wanted
see the
to
whole
what
thing
the rest
of.
was earlier.
In Metal Gear Survive, you shoot the zombies right in the head.
You guys are made for each other.
I love you, Chris, so much. We're gonna make that other video soon.
But they're really, I mean, like a Studio Gilby film, they're dressed up, extremely childish, happy.
I thought the
Go
first one
lucky,
dealt with
but-
like depression.
Yeah, no, I was getting to that. And then it's always a really down to earth, like strong, hits you at the heart, serious story.
I got you. I'd be down for that.
Depression, it dealt with everything. Like, your mom dies, but not like the usual RPG your mom dies. Like, man, do you feel your mom die in that first one? It's not spoilers, because literally that's how they promoted the game.
I was gonna say, you
showing
could
that.
tell me that Ni no Kuni means your mom dies, and I wouldn't know. I'm like, it's in the title. So the next one is Far Cry 5, March 27th. Now that one already got delayed once.
Yeah.
So there's a chance it could get delayed
Absolutely.
again. But oh my god, I'm so excited for that game. I want to play it.
I'm pretty sure it's going to come out on
bad.
April 1st.
I
That
will
sounds
pizza
like them.
bet you that so hard.
Oh no,
April
I don't want you to
1st.
back out. So
No, I will pre-agree to it. I will pre-agree to it. All you have to do
Fools is
all
gonna
you
come
have
out
to
on
do-
time.
Can I
all
put
you
a
have to
pizza
do-
bet down that Josh will back out on more pizza bets?
I will pre-agree to a pizza bet. All you have to do is say I agree, and it's locked in. April 1st.
Is that
Hell
the
no.
new rule for pizza bets?
No,
Okay.
because I need the ability to back out. But I am saying I am not going to back out.
No,
There was my pizza bet right
right?
I'm saying I'm not going to back out.
No,
April 1st.
no, that was
You're
a
gonna
total
back out.
troll. You know that was a troll.
No, I think you're backing out.
You're right.
You're backing
I'm backing out.
Hashtag.
pulling a Josh.
Hashtag
Brandon
Josh.
backs out of everything,
Putting a hashtag on
including
this.
dicks, because of gay.
Fair enough.
Next one is agony. So do you guys?
back out of a dick?
Yeah, I know. I kind of didn't think that went through. Thanks a lot, Lewis. We could have just gone past it. We could have just
Like, you
gone
can
on
back
with the rest of the
into
show. And you could have like didn't dissect my. God damn it. God damn it, Lewis. God damn it.
Welcome to Downright Fierce Gaming, where we talk about anatomy and the physics behind how.
Behind the gaze.
Balls deep locks it in now.
Balls deep locks it in.
Balls deep locks it in. That's
Says
what Carolina.
Carolina.
There you go. So agony. Are you familiar with agony? I feel like once I describe it.
This whole podcast has been agony. Do you want to go into some more?
Okay, so agony. There's been this gameplay trailer that's been circulating Facebook about this, and it shows like a hyper realistic. I mean, like pretty much the best graphics that we can see today, and your character in hell, and like it's like super realistic, and there's like blood and really scary looking and stuff. It's called Agony, and it looked like one of those games that just never was going to come out. That it was just some viral video that somebody made, like when somebody made Zelda in Unreal and said that they were going to make a Zelda game. I'm looking at that, I'm like, you're not, and they never did. But this turns out is actually coming out March 30th, and I'm super excited for that.
So,
What's up?
okay, there it is. I was like, when I heard first person, I was like, first person horror game, or is like some dude in hell just shooting the shit out of these demons realistically?
You know
I was
what?
wondering.
You know what they need to remake?
Hellraiser?
Painkiller. Painkiller. Remember that game?
That'd be nice.
That game was fun,
Painkiller
dude.
would be nice.
You get the stake gun and you get to impale people to walls. That was
Bulletstorm.
fun.
Right?
Bulletstorm.
Bulletstorm is getting a remake.
With Duke Nukem.
Yep.
I thought
Yep.
the Bulletstorm remake already. No, it's coming
No,
out.
it's coming
It
out.
dropped
Yeah.
yet.
Yep.
The next one is We Happy Few. Are you guys? Oh my god.
I know about We
Burps.
Happy Few, and I am super fucking excited for that.
Why is that?
It just looks fucking fun. Sorry.
All right, cool.
I'm
sorry to talk,
put
Lewis.
No, my bad.
I faced
I
you
don't
drinking
know.
my water. Is that what you do? Hey, I can't talk. Why is it fun?
I was gonna go into
Oh
it,
my
after
God.
that, but that was the main thing for me at the moment.
Oh, because it looks
I
fun.
like the direction of the game. I'm hoping it has a decent story to it and not just like explaining that, okay, this is the universe, this is what's happening in the world, run from people and hide. I hope they explain it a bit more. Like, why is everything so crappy?
Oh, I'm sure
shitty?
it's going to.
Well,
And
I
And
mean,
why am
would
I
that
taking
make it
this
better?
drug?
Maybe an
It might-
ambiguous story
to
would be.
me, it would be
but
awesome.
what if it's-
but I'm not saying it would make the game better. The gameplay itself looks fucking great. I love that kind of game. I just don't get around to playing them much. Usually I either go by hype to get myself in, like just hopping in those, or I just hope I get around to it because I'll buy a game and then not touch it for a while. And then when I do want to touch it, I'm like, nah, I need something more adrenaline pumping.
Yep.
And that one just looks fucking great.
Kyle says he played the beta of We Happy Few and it's really fucking good.
See?
I mean, but here's the
Nick,
thing,
I was
though.
saying thing. It just
Maybe
looks really fucking good.
I don't always want everything to be explained in a game. Sometimes
I
the
don't want-
ambiguity of a story can be really fun.
I mean, I don't need no like.
That's why I don't like
top-
trailers. They suck.
yeah.
I don't need no like top tier amazing narrative. I mean, just kind of like, even if it's just some good like lore to tell me how it got there. I don't need a bunch of exposition like thrown in my face 24/7. But I'm fine with just, I'd like to know how the world got
Where
to
did
that
the bottle
point
go,
where
Josh?
if you don't not taking that pill, one, people are finding out that quick. Two, what the fuck caused people to have to take that pill in the first place? Like if I beat that game and I just didn't know why the fuck they were taking that pill.
No,
at the
I
end,
mean, stuff like
I'd
that,
be
sure.
like,
Fair
oh,
enough.
this fucking
But-
sucks.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll do some sort of explanation. It's not No Man's Sky. We don't have all day to explore nothing.
That's true. The next thing is God of War. So that doesn't have a specific release date. It just says early 2018. I think that's going
Wait,
to
hold
be
on,
made.
because this
What-
one actually fits. So Kyle says the beta was ambiguous as shit. Just explain how
Yeah,
things
but
are,
of
but not
course.
why.
Why would the beta have anything like story-wise?
They gotta have some sort of hook.
What?
The hook was the gameplay.
Yeah, that's it. God of War. Do we think that it's going to be delayed, and do we think it's going to be awesome? I think it's going to be awesome.
Well, God of War is to come early 2018. So I mean, that's literally
They got
in
like
the next
3
2
months
tops.
Basically, yeah.
I think it's gonna get delayed.
Yeah, me too.
I'm fairly confident it will.
Yeah, no pizza bet there. Days Gone, early 2018, hella delayed. I'm not going to say 2019, but I'm going to say fall at the very least. It's coming out fall.
You know something I just thought about with all these games?
What?
Man, I feel like I ain't seeing shit from any of them for how soon they're supposed to be coming out.
That's what I'm talking about, dude.
So-
Freaking Days Gone, especially, like we keep seeing the same clips over and over and over again.
And I mean, Horizon did that, but I at least kept hearing about it in the news, or like something would happen. I know Game Informer's doing the February issue on God of War, but other than that, I haven't heard anything about them since E3.
Well, no, God of War had a cover mid-December.
Oh, okay.
They did a whole. Here's a little bit more about it.
yeah, we know a lot about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But maybe I mixed that up. I was
I
just
still
on
think
that
it's going to be
site
delayed
and it
because
said,
we've seen very limited gameplay.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that's Chris Stan says, is that the Uncharted Last of Us ripoff? I believe he was referring to Days Gone. I wouldn't
And
call it a
Left 4
ripoff.
Dead.
It's just it's a zombie thing, and they're not even calling them freakers or something. Yeah, they're freakers.
You get to fight a zombie bear with barbed wire, and that was enough to hook me into looking more into it.
and you
Okay.
ride a motorcycle. That's cool. The next one is Crackdown 3,
The
spring
most awaited
2018.
game by Josh ever.
Delayed.
What?
Crackdown 3. It's one of your favorite games. You talked about it all the time in the beginning. When we first started doing the
What?
podcast. Yep.
Hell no.
Flashback to Josh talking about Crackdown and how you can't wait for another one to come out.
And then it's just a blank screen with clip not found, because that's not a thing. Hell no. I said that it was going to be shown at E3, and I was confident about that. But I feel the opposite about Crackdown 3. I don't see why people are excited about this, because it's cell shaded, which is not fun. There's only so far you can take cell shading, and if they were going to bring it on the Xbox One X, that it should be something that like shows off the capabilities, and it's nothing. It doesn't look like anything special. It's not doing anything for my penis, like at all.
Do you not like cell shading?
I mean, with
shading's
Borderlands, yeah. But Crackdown 1, I loved. Yeah, I love Crackdown 1. Crackdown 2, I just didn't care about. I stopped playing it after like an hour. So yeah, Crackdown 3, I'm not excited for that at all. Not in the slightest. I'm gonna get it probably.
Clay
but,
fight.
you know.
Clay
yeah,
Fighter.
yeah, Kyle's right. This is coming from the guys. This Clay Fighter 23 and a third was the best game ever.
Best fighting game ever.
Best fighting game ever.
It was a really fun game.
You're both wrong.
I beat the shit out of
It
people
was
with
such an awesome fighting
goopy
game.
dudes.
That and Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear is an amazing fighting game too.
The next one is Red Dead Redemption 2, spring 2018.
We will never agree on this, Chris. Cell shading is awesome when used well.
There.
Yep.
Okay, so Chris Stanton says cell shading mostly sucks.
I know you'll explain to them what they say.
Oh, well, I'm glad I could be your crutch.
That's why I was looking at you when you went to say it. so
Josh,
you know.
don't you have something
Like,
to say?
Come on, Josh, keep up.
So, Red Dead Redemption 2, I mean, Rockstar delays games. They have delayed games.
They're
but
notorious.
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 I wouldn't say
Not,
Notorious.
I wouldn't. Well, notorious
BGI
means
or
that
BIG. Yeah,
they're
they're totally big at this.
notorious means that they have a bad name for delaying games. They've
wouldn't say
delayed
that
games.
That doesn't make them bad at it.
That's the definition of notorious.
No, he's big.
What?
Go ahead.
Oh, damn.
No.
Not falling.
I
No,
refuse to
not
acknowledge that
biting.
joke.
Not biting. I mean, they have delayed games, but they're not bad with delaying games. And it already got delayed once.
Yep.
It did.
It did.
So
Although we do have a little bit more of a trailer.
a little bit more, but we haven't even seen gameplay. So I don't
Again,
know.
this
Like
is
I think
another,
it can
like,
be.
I feel
but
like I should have seen something else about this by now.
I agree.
And
I
I've
agree.
almost seen nothing.
But then again, it's one of the most talked about and anticipated, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
So-
it is
so-
absolutely.
Want this game
If I
bad.
was going to make this as big as it is, I would keep it hidden.
Yeah, no, keeping it
that's
is fine.
compared to everybody
But
else,
that's not their
I would.
style.
I know, and that's why I would do it.
Okay.
It'd be smart for them to do.
That's not outside of
I
something
really,
they do.
really, actually, I want to go with them on this one. They're not going to postpone it. It's going to come out spring. I'm going to say May.
Now, Chris says, I'd be shocked if we see it in 2018. Chris, would love to pizza bet you that, because I am confident it will be out in 2018. Do you guys agree?
Oh, yeah, I think
Does
it's gonna
anybody
come out
here
in May.
want pizza bet? You want some of this pizza bet? Chris, let me know in chat if you want a pizza bet. I will mark it down, and because it's coming out in
Remember,
2018. It has
Chris,
to.
if you want the pizza bet, all you have to do is say balls deep.
That's right.
That's
That's
the
what
key
locks
word.
it in.
Balls deep.
Balls deep locks
That's
it
the
in.
code word. Detroit Become Human, spring
But hey,
2018.
no, seriously, I say May.
You say May?
We're just going to
I-
pass over that?
No,
I mean, spring 2018, I say May.
I'd say between May and August.
He is offering you the
Totino's.
Oh, no.
Totino's pizza rolls.
So that's half confident? Or is that backing out?
Lock it in. It's locked in. Totino's, sure. Why not? All right. All right. Then.
The bet is balls deep, folks.
Yeah.
The bet is balls deep.
Balls deep in the chat, Chris. All right. So Josh and Chris, Totino's bet.
Peter Griffin's
Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out before 2019. I'll put my name right there so that way I know. Josh says that. Okay. All right. It's locked in. Detroit Become Human. What do you guys think about that game?
I mean,
It looks
I like
beautiful.
Heavy Rain.
I love Heavy Rain.
I'm totally in the dark on that one.
You don't know about Detroit? Oh, man.
not at all.
Another like all choice space game as far as I know. There's no
Like Beyond Two Souls and
Beyond
stuff.
Two Souls.
Oh, okay.
Like that kind of game.
Heavy Rain.
It deals with like androids and
there was
like
another
in a world where they're like, oh, do androids have
And
hearts?
the main
or
character
whatever,
is going to
and they
be
need
an
rights?
android?
Yeah, you
I
actually
believe
play
it's
as
an
three.
Android Cup.
Right now we know that there's three characters. There's a maid,
So it's gonna be
a
iRobot?
cop, and a revolutionary.
Oh, okay.
like a I'm gonna change the world kind of guy. Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be cool. But I definitely think it's gonna be delayed because it's been delayed a lot, and we have seen more gameplay, but they can't have another Beyond Two Souls kind of situation.
Yeah, some people
Yeah.
took the time to play it, and everyone else just didn't touch it.
Yeah. Heavy Rain. Vampire.
Vampire.
Are you guys familiar with that?
I know it's about vampires
Yeah, me too. That's
because
all I
of
know.
the title.
That's it.
I don't know anything.
I know
about
nothing
this
about
game.
it. Spring 2018, whatever. State of Decay 2, spring of 2018. That might have been the game that you thought I was talking about because I fucking love State of Decay.
Heard
It
it was
is like
really
one of
fun.
my favorite games of all time. Like I absolutely love State of Decay, and I'm hoping that the second one will be as fun, if not better, than.
I think that'll come out on time.
Yeah. I mean, it could. They have no problem releasing a game before it's ready to be released. I'll tell you that, especially with the first one.
They have no problem releasing a game before it's
You were
released.
so confident about them in doing that. Like, man, you think they won't release this buggy? You are wrong.
Yeah. And I realized that the sentence now, I realize that sentence makes no sense. Releasing games before it should be released. That's what I
Save
said.
issues, you goddamn right that's going to be in the game. That's what I expect from them.
Next one is Metro Exodus, fall 2018. Maybe. I think so. It's a first-person shooter. Those aren't.
I think
as
it'll
hard
come
to
out
make.
on time.
It'll be
Yeah,
on.
I think so. Anthem, fall 2018. I say no. No, that
If
is
it's true that the whole team that was supposed to be working on the Mass Effect wasn't working on the Mass Effect, I think it'll come out fall 2018.
well. Who's,
don't have
who's
any
that
real
again?
competition.
That's Ubisoft. No, it's not Ubisoft. That's
BioWare.
BioWare.
Their
So
main
that-
team was doing
that
that,
is-
instead of
Yeah,
any of the stuff everyone thought they were doing.
that is their Destiny. That is their response to Destiny.
It won't be hard to beat.
I mean, it's
No.
true. But here's the thing: they can't fuck it up, and they know that. I feel like it's going to be delayed. We just heard about this last year, and you're telling me it's going to come out in a year? Hell no.
I have faith in them.
I don't.
I think it's
don't.
going to happen.
I mean, they need to.
That's true.
They definitely
somebody
need to.
needs to come in and just
They got to
take
watch
that market. That market
that Andromeda take
is
something
so
out.
it's not even powerful anymore. Like first-person shooter, that market is like so. Okay, here's a remake of the same thing. Here's a remake of the same.
I mean,
we need
and
something that's going to really
the loot
just
based
I
captivate.
agree.
one
Oh, I'm
had
excited
washed
for it.
away
So,
after
they need to do
Division
it
and
in
Destiny
fast.
Like, and after Borderlands pre-sequel, the way Division went at parts, and then both Destinies, loot shooters don't have that same feeling everyone had when they're like, fuck yeah, loot shooters. I don't feel like that. I'm like, fuck yeah, eventually give me my fucking Borderlands 3, please. And that's about it.
The next one is Skull and Bones. So that's the
game
the Assassin's Creed style, Ubisoft's pirate game. That's fall 2018. I am surprised it's taking that long.
Me too. Did you know there's an Android app game? There's an app-based game that's similar to Playstyle. You run around in pirate ships and you shoot at each other, and it's
believe
been
it.
out for about 3 or 4 months now, and it's pretty involved. It's actually nice. I have no idea what the hell the name of it is, and some kid was playing it on the tablet at work. I work at Verizon, so that's needless, but I have no idea what the hell this game's called, and I want to play it because it looked so fun. I should have. I should have. Yeah. But then again, I'm terrible at titles, so I probably forgot it.
You have his phone number.
It's true.
Hi,
Mike Wazowski, I'm coming for you. I just literally named a Disney character.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Oh my god!
No, you scared the crap out of me. For you, not for me. I'm not gonna get in trouble. Like, I was scared for you.
It turns out that kid's name is Michael.
Yeah. Next one is Shenmue 3, second half of 2018.
Getting delayed.
Yeah. Mega Man 11, late 2018.
I mean, it's gonna be on time. There's not much.
I don't see how they're gonna fuck up a Mega Man.
So the rest are to be confirmed. So there's Soul Calibur 6. Do we think that's coming out 2018
I'd say like winter.
It's gonna be a Christmas release.
Yeah. At the early, I'd still say like probably early 2019, like February 2019. I'd say. Ooblets. Does anybody know what that is?
Not a clue.
No. Okay.
Travis bouncy.
Travis Strikes Again. No More Heroes. Lewis.
It's Suda, and it's been a while since he dropped anything. So, well, I mean, he has the free-to-play, like, multiplayer roguelike game on PS4, Let It Die, but I'd say early 2019, Christmas release of this year, if it does happen.
Thanks, Lewis. Back to us.
Let's go.
Every time we talk about a JRPG or anything Japanese, or even Japanese games, I was always like, and we're gonna go to our Japanese correspondent, Lewis.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, Lewis. So,
fill you in.
What is this whole deal with? I'm like looking down this list, looking for another JRPG or Japanese anything. It's Code Vein. I'm hearing that it's very Japanese. How Japanese is that one? Is that one looking?
It's, Josh, it's looking like a vampiric Dark Souls.
Okay.
You can have a girl in a Russian hat for some reason.
Well, that's Japan
Multiple
for you.
weapons. You can change it around. Definitely dropping this year, Josh.
All right. Thank you, Lewis.
Made by Bandai Namco. They're pretty good releases and not overly delaying.
In other news, Dreams.
No,
that's coming out this year.
That's getting delayed.
Like my sleep at nights, delayed.
Yeah, maybe.
It's delayed.
I'm not confident enough for a pizza bed, but I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm gonna say it's
go balls deep, dog. Go balls deep, dog.
Balls deep.
Dog, go balls deep.
I dipped
Brandon
my head in, and I'm like, nah, this ain't my kind of bag.
Shit.
I've thrown out 3 out there, and everyone's getting swatted away.
I'm good. Darksiders 3. So I played the second one recently, and oh my god, it's so much fun. I'm actually really excited for the third one.
No, they're really fun games.
Yeah,
they're
good.
the perfect like Zelda clone games.
And that's the thing. Like, I didn't realize that it was a Zelda clone, and freaking like it is. I'm amazed that it was not a giant hit because it wasn't. Like, it wasn't. They
sold well enough. They weren't crazy.
I don't think
THQ
it was. I
didn't go down because their games didn't sell.
That's true.
THQ went down because of other dumb reasons.
Yeah. What about Guacamelee 2?
I think that's going to be on time.
Is that where Guacamoles fight each other?
Did you play Guacamelee?
Nope. I'm familiar with it.
It's a Metroidvania style game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, Ace Combat 7: The Sky is Unknown. So I've seen gameplay footage of this. Holy shit! I mean, Ace Combat's always had
on
like
Earth or in space.
it's in Earth.
Oh, okay.
But it's
but the skies are unknown. Are you sure it's on Earth?
We know those skies.
We know all about the.
Oh wait, is it the skies of Mars? Because we don't know those skies.
That's pretty. I mean, it could be that.
And you know what those skies are? Those are No Man's skies.
How did I not see that coming?
That was a long setup. I gave you time, and I was staring into your eyes, and he's like, he doesn't see it coming. Beautiful. Like, where you lead me?
This feels safe. So Ace Combat, I remember when I got that for the PS2. I think it was Ace Combat 4, and the graphics were just mind-blowing. Ace Combat 7 with today's graphics, holy shit!
I would love
good.
to play an Ace Combat game.
I mean, think about it. All you need to design three things: the cockpit, the skies, and the enemies. That's it. So they just spend their resources
and the ground. I mean, there's definitely something that you can hit.
Well, I mean, the skies. I mean, the
that's
environment.
the unknown part of these skies. They're endless.
I mean, you know what I mean, though. Like the skies, I'm saying, like, you know, like the ground too, yes, but I mean, just like the environment. And so they're able to put so many more resources into it, and it can run a lot easier on a gaming system. So you just get really cool looking stuff. Anyways, let's move on to Code Vein. We already talked about Spider-Man. Is that coming out this year?
It
It is.
fucking
It is.
better.
It's definitely coming out this year.
I need that game in my
Dude,
life.
we got it announced last year.
Yeah.
E3. It hasn't even been a year. I'm gonna say 2019.
Nope.
No way.
Christmas
Wait a minute.
2018.
No.
I got
It's
announced
100%
the year
Sony.
before that.
No. Oh my God, you're right.
Yep.
Yeah, because
We
the
just
first
saw
announcement
gameplay.
was
We
just
saw gameplay.
him
They did it
swinging
right
through
after
the city
that.
and jumping on, and then you saw
That's
a little
right.
bit.
Okay.
You saw the gameplay this year. I really, 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 really hope they put in like all the villains. I want everyone.
Everyone.
I want Craven to throw me into like Kingpin, and then I want Carnage to like kill half a block. I want everything.
I think at E3 we're going to see more gameplay, and they're going to say coming February 2019.
Don't wish that curse upon us.
I want a good game. I don't
fucking
want them to
tired of
rush it out.
Batman.
I don't want them to rush it
Hold
out.
on. When is any no,
A lot of
of
games come
Spider-Man?
out. That's
no,
why I say
Spider-Man?
February.
The Spider-Man movies?
Oh no,
Or Spider-Man? Any of the Spider-Man games? All the
It's not
Spider-Man games?
coinciding.
are bad.
correlation with that.
None at all. In fact,
They
they
made
try to
sure.
stay away from.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm not saying that's correlating to the movies. I'm saying that they just swinging the stars.
So Tristan goes swinging into
Tristan.
stores
My man
before the end of
Tristan.
2018.
That's right. Christmas. I said.
Well, we're gonna sling on over to Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't think that's ever coming out.
It's coming out.
I don't think it's ever
I don't
coming
think it's coming out.
That's going to be 2019, first quarter, 2019.
That I don't know. Psychonauts 2.
The webisode 1? Or was it, what they call it?
When did they finish their Kickstarter? Was that last year or the year before? I think that was 2016.
No, I don't.
They had a
it's been a
Kickstarter
while
for
ago.
Psychonauts 2. I want to say it was 2016, and it's a very small team making it. But there is gameplay out there, so maybe. I think next year, probably next year. Now the rest are extremely unlikely in my opinion, but I think that. But I'm wondering what we think we'll learn at E3. Ghost of Tsushima. Is there gameplay? Do you think we're going to see gameplay?
The fuck is that?
Yep. Question.
It's Japanese, Lewis.
They make lots of shit. I can't keep up with the whole country.
I think it's an American company. It is.
Is that the game about the samurai?
Yeah.
Where the trailer was just like
It's
him for one moment and then a forest?
yeah, like on
Oh, okay.
fire and stuff.
There's no way that's coming out this
Yeah,
year.
we don't even have any gameplay. I think that we're going to just see a little bit of gameplay, more cinematic, and no release window.
I wonder if they're
for
staying
that.
realistic or if there will be a giant enemy crab.
Oh, they're going very realistic. They're not doing magic.
Okay.
There's like no magic. It is
Okay.
like historically. Well, I mean, fairly historically accurate.
I like it.
Yeah. Next one is Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
I think that has a chance, but mostly because it's
Oh, no.
PC based.
Well, I'm not saying these are coming out this year. No. I'm saying that I don't think any of these
No,
are coming out
This
year.
is. Are we going to see gameplay at E3?
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought Ori might have a chance for like late as fuck.
Really?
But I don't know how long it's been in development. I just don't know anything else that developer's been doing.
We haven't even seen a cinematic. We've seen an artist
True.
artist interpretation, like just an announcement thing. Yeah, I don't think it's. Yeah, Earth Defense Force 5.
We'll see
Going
gameplay.
to me for our Earth Defense Force news. I wish that'd be fantastic, but no, it's. I don't even think we're gonna see it at E3. I think they're gonna put out their own little video.
I think they
and-
might drop something at TGS.
Yeah, probably TGS, but not E3. Last of Us Part 2. I think we're gonna see gameplay at E3. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Gameplay.
They have to drop some gameplay.
Taylor.
Wait. Are we? I have no idea. Like, I don't even know when we're gonna be back on. I think we
Just
are. Are
slowly
we?
floating back in.
Yes, we are. We're good. Intermission.
Okay, we're back in.
Intermission. So,
Oh yeah, that's us all dancing to.
yeah. So.
Hey guys, welcome back.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what we were talking about.
It's the AT&T U-verse.
Yeah, that was. Oh
The
my
fact that
god, is it
people are
doing
getting
it
done with
again?
Death Stranding.
It's not doing it again.
It's not doing it again.
No, we're
we got
fine.
green.
We're
So
fine.
I think okay. So we were talking about Death Stranding. I think that we are going. Okay, so yeah, they've exhausted the videos and stuff. They've done too many videos. I think that we're gonna finally see gameplay. I still think it's gonna come out 2020. like 2019, 2020, but I think we'll see some gameplay because we know for a fact that gameplay does exist.
Right, but
we
if they're
know
going
that for a fact.
to do gameplay, there's no way they're going to delay it for 2 more years.
No, dude, they chose an engine last year.
Yeah. But if they have gameplay, there's no way they're going to delay it for 2 whole years.
This is not delaying; they're making the game. You can make a
Kojima,
vertical
you never
slice.
know.
You can make a vertical slice in a couple months. Mm-hmm. That's not the hard part.
Does anyone else think this is going to become a game about piloting mech-powered baby-powered mechs?
Baby-powered mechs?
So
I think they're going to put those...
Norman Reedus is a mech?
No, he's going to put those creepy babies in the mech
Well, yeah.
to fight that giant
that's the whole thing, is
witchamajig in the sky.
Yeah, no,
It's
I mean,
only-
babies power everything. Everybody knows that. That both in life and in the game.
Is your baby on the fritz?
Fix your babies. Bayonetta 3. I don't know anything about that, so that's all you
literally
guys.
just got a
It just got announced
announcement.
in, what, November? Like it was
I want to say
recently.
later than that.
So what
say
are
it
we
was like
thinking?
December.
2020?
I'd say 2019. There's no way it's
Yeah.
coming out this
Yeah.
year.
I mean, we'll see some sort of cinematic for it
We'll
because
probably get
it's-
cinematic, maybe even gameplay by the end of the year. But
Beyond Good and Evil 2, I think we will see a vertical slice at E3. I really do. I don't think that's coming out
see that.
anytime soon, but I think we'll see a vertical slice because we know a vertical slice exists. They just didn't show
Yeah.
it. They had a behind the scenes or behind closed doors showing of the game, and so we know that that's actually a thing. They just haven't showed it. Kingdom Hearts 3.
didn't they already say 2019 for that?
Did they?
Or they either said 2019 or 2018. I assume both are wrong.
Maybe.
I like to think it'll be
forever delayed.
Metroid Prime 4. I think we will get a cinematic. What do you think?
I think we'll get full gameplay.
I think
It was just
trailer
a title
with
this year.
I want to
I'm-
say trailer with a small amount of gameplay.
Okay, I believe that. Cyberpunk 2077. So everybody's been talking about this game. I don't
Gotta
know
drop
anything
some
about it.
gameplay.
I know nothing about this game. I know it's been delayed 1,000 billion times.
I mean,
but
not
that's about
even
it.
they never announced the release date.
Yeah.
It's been in development for a while. As far as I know, when the Witcher 3 DLCs were happening, they were already working on it. Or at the very least, by the time they finished Witcher 3, they had put some people over to the side to start working on it. Should get a good bit of gameplay this year. I don't see them not. They don't have anything else going on. Witcher 3 is done. They had the Gwent game, but as far as I knew, that was a different team. I could be wrong about that. So
Gotcha.
I think Cyberpunk 2077 should get some gameplay this year,
Why
probably
does that
early
sound so familiar?
2019.
Is that like
It
based
might
off
be
of
based off something,
anime?
probably. I don't think an anime. I can't think of an anime it's based off.
Okay, so that's Chris. Chris says you just got cyberpunked. That's true. So that does it for the games we are excited for 2018. Now we are going to move on to video games. 20 questions. That's where I picked a random video game, and they are going to have 20 yes or no questions to guess what video game that is. I'm going to make chat go away.
But I love you,
because
chat.
after 10 questions, I will pull a question that you guys are throwing out there, and if it helps, then I will give that to them and start. Or just sit quietly for a couple minutes.
I was going for it. I was going to say something. You just have
You
to
go
cut in.
ahead, Brent. Don't let him rush you.
So,
Such a bully.
all right, I'm going to think for a moment in a moment of silence. All right. So, was the game did it come out before January 1st, 2000?
No.
All right.
Did it come out after January 1st, 2010?
No.
I like that one. That was a good question. Not a lot of people
Nice.
think to ask that. That was like
Nice
different. Like
Friday
let's
night.
decade this.
I
all right?
almost actually did a very recent game, so that's a very good guess.
So at
Did
that
it-
point,
Oh, go ahead.
is it co-op?
Is there co-op in this game?
Is there co-op in this game?
I do not believe so. No, there's not. No, there's not. There's
Okay.
not.
Was it exclusive to Xbox 360?
No.
Why did we jump straight to that one? That was like
Sorry.
bold.
Why?
No, but I don't
Well,
know.
because we don't know what.
just-
It could be one of the two systems. It could still be Xbox or Xbox 360.
How many games?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Xbox came out in
I forget
2001,
Xbox exists. 'cause
and Xbox 360 came out in 2000.
All people played on that thing was Halo.
Right.
So
Wow,
that's
that's
literally
10
two systems that could be there. So was it?
My fault.
You're right. I mean, we got to start somewhere. I mean, narrow it down. We know it's not on Microsoft Xbox 360
Exclusively.
exclusively.
Sorry.
So, but then Microsoft was really big, not for single player, but for multiplayer.
Yeah. They had single player games though, so
That's true. They did.
and
They
there
had
was
few.
a lot of single player solos on the Xbox, so now we know it's not any of those at least.
Right. So, do you play as? No, we're not going to go there yet. We'll knock it down to the system. That helps most people. So, was it on the PlayStation 1, Xbox, and GameCube
GameCube would
Yep.
have been the title. Wait,
generation?
no.
I was just gonna say I don't think that generation is correct.
You mixed up the generation.
That'd be PlayStation
PlayStation.
I'm sorry, PlayStation 2. Yeah, Xbox, PlayStation 2, and GameCube.
No.
Okay. So now that we know that it's probably PlayStation 2 or
A very late PlayStation 1 game.
PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3
Or
was also in
PlayStation 3.
2010
Or
or
Wii.
2007.
When did Wii U was 2012? Never mind.
Yep.
Was it on PS3?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So now that we know the system,
And there's very few cross games between PS3 and Wii U. I mean Wii.
we
Sorry. You want to go for the game type? Or...
yeah, let's go genre.
Okay, genre.
Do you shoot in this game?
Yes.
Okay. So it's a shooting type game.
Is it a third-person shooter?
It can be. It's very generous of
Be
me to
careful
do
with that one. No.
No, it can
Yeah,
be.
that.
Okay, so it can go between first and third person shooting.
Or you have the ability to shoot, but it's not all shooting, and you can swap.
Do you play as multiple characters?
I can't really answer that.
How can you not answer that?
I think I get what you're saying.
I mean, actually,
it-
no.
I
I'm
mean-
gonna say yes, but be careful with that. I'm gonna say yes, but be careful with that.
Can you swap out which character you play as?
No.
That would be.
Oh, is
Can you
it-
play as multiple characters?
Oh, I got you. I won't count that for another question, but I'll say no. You cannot swap out.
So, okay.
characters. I won't count that. I'm gonna count that all as one question because you basically got two answers. But yeah.
Is
already
it
9
also an
questions.
RPG?
Huh?
Is it also an RPG?
Yeah. You can call it that.
Dead Space? No, that was Microsoft.
I think Lewis has got it. I think
I'm
Lewis is right there.
pretty sure what
Now
game
remember,
it is. But
remember, do
What-
not ask
I gotta-
specifically what the
what
game
game do
is.
you
I
think
got
Just
it.
like
I'm
do.
gonna narrow it down.
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
Well, before you narrow it down, what game do you think it is?
One of the Fallouts.
But Fallout was not
Oh yeah, you're right.
exclusive.
Nope, never mind. Forgot. Well, it's not. Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
well-
It can be on. It's on PS3 and 360.
Yeah,
You
but
never asked if it was.
I asked if it
Never
was a
know.
Microsoft
Yeah,
exclusive.
you said it was if it was.
And then we
on-
asked,
fair enough.
was it on PS3?
and then you asked also, was it exclusive to Xbox 360?
I asked if it was
And I
exclusive
said
to
no.
Xbox
Fair enough.
360. You asked if it was on PS3.
right.
So it could be on both, but that's what I'm
So,
thinking.
but before you ask another question, how do you feel with you can't play multiple characters, but be careful with the question of is there multiple
I
characters?
was thinking he was thinking you could play. Essentially, you wouldn't play as one type of person, since you usually play those games over and over again with different save states, and it's a completely different person.
Okay.
Usually, when they play again, because most people are making the same motherfucker on Fallout every time they play it. But I could be wrong on that one. That's what I'm getting the feeling of. But that's the game that's in my head right now.
So that
I'd
would
say
be
we narrow it down.
post-apocalyptic. That's Fallout. So I mean,
Yeah, we can ask that question. Go
is
for
it post-apocalyptic?
Yes.
It's either that or BioShock.
Yeah. We should just ask the developer.
Go for it.
Was it made by Bethesda?
Yes.
Okay, now you know the answer.
Was it placed in New Vegas?
No. Good question.
Now I know the answer.
Good question.
Is I don't want to just say it.
Go for
I
it.
feel like, is it Fallout 3?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say, I would
no.
say, I would
Here's
say
the
go
reason
like
I
is
should
it the
have told
third
you
in a
beforehand.
series? Yeah.
Because I was like, what if it's one of the DLCs?
Because it could have been New Vegas. It absolutely could
No,
have
that's
been
why I
New
was like, I don't know
Vegas.
the answer yet.
And
That's why I kept
I
narrowing
don't know
it
if you
down.
know this or not. Josh said starting the first of the year, he is going to include numbers in the series. It's
Yeah.
no longer going to be
Because Fallout 1 and 2, I mean, I don't know about you guys, I'm not that familiar with those games. Like, I know of them, and I know what kind of games they are. I just
I've played
don't know
Fallout
enough.
3 for a total of 10 minutes.
Yeah. But yeah, and then so with the whole multiple characters things, you asked if you can be multiple characters. I was
Yes.
saying yes because there's a character creator.
Yeah.
So you can be virtually infinite
But
characters.
you're
Also,
one character.
real quick, Kyle, I
yeah,
was
and then
thinking,
that's why- yeah.
I was thinking Killzone too. I was
yeah.
thinking of Killzone for a
Yeah,
bit
so Kyle goes, are there Hellgas? That would have, I mean, that could have been it too.
until you said the first and third
And
person.
then Marcos, do any of the playable characters breathe fire? Do they?
Is
that an ability?
Not without mods that I can think of. No.
All right. So yeah, it came out October 28th, 2008 for Windows, PS3, and 360, made by Bethesda, open world. The year in the game is 2277, and it takes place in Washington. So that's it.
That
That's
was
the end of this
biggest thing
very...
at the end for me was like, is it 3 or is it Vegas?
Yeah, no, that was very, very good call. I mean, it sounds like you would have accidentally got it right, but yeah. So yeah, that does it for a very long episode today. Thank you guys so much for watching. We have new episodes every Monday on iTunes, Podbean, Google Play, and Stitcher. You can subscribe on youtube.com/DownrightFierceGaming, where you can watch all our bonus content. You can watch all our videos on demand. You can also follow us on Facebook.com/DownrightFierceGaming, where we stream live every Sunday at 8:30. And Twitter at DRF Podcast, Twitch.tv/DRF Podcast, Snapchat at DRF Podcast. One day, one of us will do snaps. If you want to buy a t-shirt, you can go to teespring.com/DownrightFierce and buy a shirt with our faces on it, or all of our faces on it, or none of our faces on it. Just buy a blank shirt. Don't even get anything on it. Just get a black shirt and be like, thank you. You could give us money. Hey, if you want, patreon.com/DownrightFierce. If you give us a couple bucks a month, then you get all of our exclusive content 1 week early before everybody else. And
Go for it.
Also,
I know what you're about to say.
What?
Can I yell at him?
Yes,
No,
you
you
can.
can't. No, you can't.
Absolutely.
No, you can't. You know
Go for
why?
it.
Because he's one of our Patreons, and patrons.
Thank him and then yell at him?
No, you could. He's one of our patrons. Yeah, if you give us a couple bucks a month, we thank you at the end of the episode. So we want to thank Mark Mayfield. Say
Thank you, Mark.
Jacob would have done it.
Fuck, man, that was so loud.
I would.
Hey,
That
I
was
appreciate
so
it.
loud.
That loud in the house.
I'm sorry, audio listeners.
I'm not.
God, that scared the shit out of me too. And want to thank Jeff Knight.
Hey, thanks,
Thank you,
Jeff
Jeff
Knight.
Knight.
Thanks, Jeff.
We want to thank Brian Altano, Damon Hatfield, and MC Lars for letting us use their music.
Sweet
Thanks
beats,
for them
dude.
sweet tunes.
And we want to thank our executive producers, Carolina Jarvis, Brian Kaminsky, and Andrew Kirkendall.
You guys are the
Face
best.
kicker.
Kicker. Y'all,
Fuck the Patriots.
hey, grab that raccoon and swing it around till you fart.